Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Although we often joke that most deaths in the comic book world are not permanent, hence the term comic book death, sometimes they do have a tendency to stick. And even if they don't, comic book deaths still provide us some time to miss and mourn the heroes that we have lost, even if it's temporary. There are certain heroes I just don't want to live without though, even if it is for a short time. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the heroes we've recently lost and what happened to them as we count down the top 10 newest superhero deaths. Although even if someone dies, they live in our hearts and in the stories that we tell and read. And be sure to stick around till the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Nora West Allen. Also known as XS, Nora West Allen from the Arrowverse is Barry and Iris' daughter from an alternate timeline. She's from the future of Earth 1 and was named after Iris' mother, Nora. She met her end in Season 5, Episode 22 of The Flash, when she chose to be erased from existence rather than take refuge in the negative Speed Force. Nora's erasure from existence began as a result of Team Flash defeating Cicada and destroying his dagger, which altered the timeline that Nora was from. With a final heartfelt embrace, Nora said goodbye to her parents as she faded away. Number 9. Black Widow. While Black Widow has died in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we still have her standalone film, which is supposed to be a prequel, coming out soon. I say supposed to be because I don't fully trust any of the details that Marvel shares with us about the films. They have lied to us before, and they could be trying to psych us out again, you never know. Though I don't think that they are trying to mislead us on this fact, but I'm just putting it out there in case it happens. I just want to say, you heard it here first, folks. They're always playing mind games with us. Anyways, we shall see. Natasha Romanoff met her end in Avengers Endgame when she sacrificed herself in order to acquire the Soul Stone so that the Avengers could return all those who had been lost in the snap. Self-sacrifice. Always the best superhero way to go in my mind. Gotta save those people, gotta die so I can save everyone. Number 8. Iron Man. Tony Stark also met his end in Avengers Endgame in the MCU. His end happened on the big screen as a result of him being the one to wield the deadly Infinity Gauntlet. The amount of energy and power that it took for Iron Man to use the Infinity Gauntlet was so great that it ended up killing him. Though at least he was able to hold on long enough to say a heartfelt goodbye to some of his loved ones, namely Spider-Man and Pepper Potts. And it was so cute. In the comics, it was actually Adam Warlock who wields the gauntlet, but Warlock was so powerful that this didn't result in his death. In the comics, that is. While we have yet to see Warlock in the MCU as of yet, it is likely that we'll be introduced to him in the films during Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And who knows, although we had a funeral for Tony Stark and a huge send-off for him, there is still a chance that we could see him return in some form via more pre-recorded holograms or as an AI. I know Robert Downey Jr. said he's done playing Iron Man, but you know, it could still happen. And Hugh Jackman could come back as Wolverine, you know what I mean? It could happen. Number 7. Gotham. Gotham died not just once, but twice. This hero first appeared on the scene crime fighting alongside Gotham Girl, his sister. The duo both seemed to have heroic intentions, and in them Batman saw potential, so he took them under his wing. Unfortunately, both eventually turned to the dark side, becoming more villains than heroes, with Henry Clover Jr., aka Gotham, going on a murderous rampage due to the loss of his parents, combined with Psycho Pirate's manipulation of him. His powers started to destabilize, beginning to kill him, and eventually he died as a result. His sister attempted to bring him back, but once again overexerting his powers led to his demise shortly after his resurrection. And by demise, I mean he kinda sploded, so he's definitely dead now. R.I.P. Gotham. Number 6. Translucent. In Amazon's live-action television adaptation of The Boys, Huey gets his first kill in a different way than in the comic series. One of the first major deaths of the show happens when Huey makes the choice to take out a member of the Seven. Translucent is a superhero in the world of The Boys who can turn himself invisible, but not in the way you'd normally expect. He can transform himself into a diamond form, which causes him to appear invisible due to the way his diamond form warps light around him. Translucent met his end when the Boys realized that they couldn't actually kill him by cutting into him because his skin is basically impenetrable. So instead what they had to do was they had to insert explosives in him. I won't tell you how they did that because I don't think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Eventually he worked his way out to escape, but as that was happening, Huey had a change of heart and decided ultimately to kill Translucent by blowing him up from the inside. Yeah. What a way to go. It's actually more graphic than the first kill that Huey has in the comics too, which is pretty crazy because The Boys is a pretty graphic and violent comic series. Number 5. Eros. Not going to lie, I kinda like this death for Titan Eros, aka Star Fox, Thanos' brother. Star Fox first appeared in the comics in 1973 and has become a long-standing, albeit kind of odd, mainstay as time has progressed. He has been a member of the Avengers and is technically an Eternal. As such, he is super powerful and has a variety of superpowers, but the one that has become the most well known for him is his power of seduction. Sort of. He can basically make people fall in love with himself or with others using pheromones to influence their feelings and make them do whatever he wants. See what I mean when I'm talking about problematic powers? As such, he has been tried twice in the comics for sexual assault and was even at one point accused of being responsible for Thanos' violent and murderous exploits, as it was suspected that Star Fox had been responsible for making Thanos fall in love with death. He died trying to prevent the resurrection of his brother Thanos. Originally, Star Fox thought that Gamora would be the one to fulfill Thanos' prophecy of resurrection found in his will, and that he would return by taking hold of her body. Turned out that it wasn't Gamora he had to worry about though, but himself. While the Black Order worked to transfer Thanos' consciousness into Star Fox, Gamora was actually forced to kill Eros to prevent Thanos' return, though she felt bad about it. Number 4. Heimdall. What a rough go. We've now lost Heimdall in both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and in the comics. At least for now anyways. Fingers crossed his death does not stick. Heimdall is known as one of the wisest and oldest beings on Asgard. Odin made him the guardian of the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost, which connects Asgard to Midgard, aka Earth. In the new Valkyrie series with Jane Foster taking up the mantle as Valkyrie, we saw Heimdall bite the dust. Man, he bit it hard too. He died protecting Jane in a fight against Bullseye. Bullseye with a sword no less, which is kinda weird, but I also kinda like it. Unfortunately, during the fight he was stabbed and later died of his injuries after being Spartan kicked 300 style off of a building. Youch. Number 3. Will Payton. There have been various superheroes in DC to take up the mantle of Starman, but Will Payton is the one that we are talking about here today. He was first introduced in the New Earth continuity in 1988 in Starman number 1. In both continuities, New Earth and Prime Earth, he gets his powers the same way after being hit with a beam of energy misfired from a satellite. But while the New Earth version of Payton died in the comics in 1992, he would get another chance at heroics in the New 52. Prime Earth Starman was introduced in Dark Knight's Metal number 1, and even went on to become a member of the Justice League. But during his time with the Justice League in Volume 4 of the series, during the Year of the Villain event, the Doom Arising issue, he met his end literally at the hands of Perpetua. Well, at least at one of her hands. She crushed him in her giant hand. This was just after Starman had felt and connected with the Starmen who had come before him, and thought this gave him enough power to win. Sad, it didn't. He got squished. Number 2. Green Arrow. In the Arrowverse, Oliver Queen died multiple times during the Crisis on Infinite Earth story arc, and he didn't go alone. He was also accompanied by many heroes from CW's Arrowverse, as well as almost everyone from Earth 2. After 8 seasons, it was time for Green Arrow to come to a close, and Oliver Queen went out with the last season. His first death happened as a result of him sacrificing himself to save billions from Earth 38. He was then resurrected by John Constantine and returned in a Lazarus pit on Earth 18, only to later be destroyed by antimatter. Finally, he came back as the Spectre. Hal Jordan's like, hey, that's my thing, only to sacrifice himself once more in order to recreate Earth Prime and resurrect some of the fallen heroes. So in other words, I guess Oliver Queen was Hal Jordan in that story arc, in the TV show anyways. In the comics, sounds a lot of like what Hal Jordan's doing. Number 1. Stan Lee. Stan Lee died on November 12th of 2018, over a year ago. Still, he remains one of the greatest heroes that we got out of comics. He was inspirational, never picked favorites, although I think Spider-Man might have been his true fave, like secretly. Always appeared to be a genuinely positive person. Stan helped to create Marvel, transforming it from timely comics into the publisher that we know and love today. He started his career in editing at just 19 years old, and during his time with Marvel worked to completely redefine the way comics and comic book characters were written, making the process more efficient and streamlined and adding more depth to characters in the comic book world, creating superheroes who felt more grounded and real. Without him, we likely wouldn't have the Marvelverse as it is today, and many of the characters within it that we know and love. If that didn't make Stan the Man Lee super, I do not know what will make any of us super, to be honest. A lot of the time when we talk about the death of comic book heroes, we know that they are just comic book deaths, and somehow, someway, we'll likely see them return eventually. But with Stan Lee, his death is one of the most permanent ones, and the most world-altering in comic book history. Unless he comes back as a Marvel zombie, which I would be down for. And I would read that comic. Thanks so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope we didn't make you cry too much with this list. How many of these deaths listed do you think will stay permanent? Are there any superheroes who have died in the past that you would like to see brought back? How do you feel about the idea of comic book deaths versus more permanent ends to comic book characters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're on your way down there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. You know how much I love it when you ring that bell. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight. You Stay nerdy, YouTube, and watch out for that bonus content. She chose to be erased from existence. Sorry, I'm gonna say of The Flash. I'll just say season 5, episode 22, because that's when it happened. You know, people might be like, but what is it from? I like how he said killing him and then he died. He exploded with light. What a way to go. Not that sound again. I said 2 so many times there. Oh, now it stops. Okay.